Kingdom, Mr. Thomas Phipps. From the international non-governmental organizations, we have from Center for Humanitarian Dialogue, Mr. Ali Salim. Forgive me for that talking about. Very hard to clear my head. From Conciliation Resources, we have Miss Emma Leslie.
Mrs. She's married. Mrs. Emma.
Miss? Yeah, but for formality's sake. And of course, from the community of St. Egidio, you know, for how many minutes I studied this. I went to Rome as a guest of this community, so for how many minutes I studied, I cannot pronounce it. Community of St. Egidio, Professor Alberto Cotrocci. Did I miss it? Of course, yeah. Don't shoot the messengers. So I have to mention the members of the media who are with us this morning. Thank you very much for coming. To all of you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and good morning. Almost everybody back home smells impending success in our current talks, especially this 43rd round of negotiation. They say that the signing of a comprehensive peace agreement is just in the corner. They have diverse reasons to entertain such belief, and I cannot blame them for it. In fact, I sympathize with them, but not necessarily taking their view at face value. But truth is that anyone like me, who has been part of the peace journey since the beginning, will exactly wish and long for the day of reckoning to come soon. I ask everyone not to stay on the way of these dreamers. Many find solace in dreaming, and therefore let them continue to dream of the final peace in Mindanao, while we in the MILF and government continue to strive to overcome all that is done on our way, leading to the signing of the comprehensive peace agreement. However, this early as expected, the impending success of the talks is gaining many relatives, because success is relative. Nay, it has also many fathers. This is a welcome development. It is far better to see droves of people supporting their MILF and declare oneness with it, rather than they join the spoilers and demolish the undertaking. After all, the fruits of the negotiation will redound to the benefit of everybody. This can include even the spoilers and all those who have never shown even a speck of support to the MILF in its 4 decades of armed struggle and 16 years of hard bargaining on the negotiating table. Truly, it is the nature of a popular struggle, nay jihadi, that except for a few hardened outcasts of society, everybody is part of the victory party. Be this as it may, let me caution ourselves this early, that the final destination of this journey of peace is not within immediate reach yet. We may be able to sign the comprehensive peace agreement soon, as we wish, but that is not the end of the odyssey. Remember that the exit agreement that will formally terminate this negotiation will only happen if the two parties satisfactorily complied with their part of the deal. In addition, not until after the third-party monitoring team and the two parties and the Malaysian facilitator finally certified that both parties have fully complied with their obligations in the negotiation. Ideally, that day of reckoning will come our way, on or before 2016. But as a way of consolation to those who follow us, and perchance including ourselves, it is not far-fetched that during this 5-day session, we will be able to settle all the remaining outstanding issues on the Bangsamoro waters and the next normalization that block our way to conclude the talks and eventually sign the comprehensive peace agreement very soon. We have covered a lot of ground during our last executive session, thanks to the openness and spirit of accommodation of the two parties, the superb handling of the facilitator, and the absence of rigidity as in formal negotiations. Moreover, signing of the Annex on Power Sharing, as we stressed time and again, had effectively provided the parties a much-needed shot in the arms that triggered their adrenalines to shoot up and overcome what previously were heard as difficult issues that haunted us for almost 2 years, since July 2012. I am referring to the issue of Bangsamoro waters. At this juncture, let me inform my counterpart, the Malaysian facilitator and the Secretariat, and members of the International Contact Group, that the Bangsamoro Transition Commission is working in full blast to fulfill its mandate. The BTC had just held its 8th regular session in Davao City on January 19 to 20. Its various committees are also holding regular meetings and public hearings or consultations. Many of these hearings are scheduled to be held in the island provinces. This will bring the BTC closer to the people. The crafting of the Bangsamoro Basic Law had already commenced. The BTC has set April this year as the deadline for the finalization of the draft of the Bangsamoro Basic Law, and by May, it will be submitted to the Office of the President, who will transmit it to Congress as an urgent bill. I trust that the collective wisdom of Congress will ensure the passage of the Bangsamoro Basic Law very smoothly. The BTC had also started paying courtesy calls to local executives in Mindanao. On January 16, they called on North Cotabato Governor Emilio Talino Mendoza and Maguindano Governor Ismael Tutu Magudadato, who both received the BTC commissioners exceptionally well. They promised to support the peace process, as well as pushing for the ratification of the Bangsamoro Basic Law once the referendum takes place. In February, the BTC will pay courtesy calls to the governors of Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, and Basilan. The BTC is also considering seriously visiting Zamboanga City Mayor Ben Climaco. I do not know how she would react and treat this gesture of goodwill from our side, knowing well how she felt bitter as anybody else of good sense in relation to the Zamboanga seats last November. Perhaps our good counterpart can advise us in this regard. I am also happy to announce here that BTC's communication group has been formally constituted, and very soon its website, bangsamoroonline.com, will join the cyberspace communication arena. The BTC has also organized the Task Force on Mamalo Tabunaway, whose functions include the conduct of dialogues between the descendants of Tabunaway and Mamalo, or more specifically, the Magindanaos and the Tidores, respectively, to make recommendations especially on land issues in aid of the crafting of the Bangsamoro Basic Law. I assure you, inshallah, that as long as the two groups remain reasonable and commit to balance between history and reality and cognizant of the roots as descendants of the two brothers, everything will be settled for the satisfaction of the parties. On this note, let me thank everybody in this session for giving me the opportunity to render this opening statement. Thank you. Good day and Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Mr. Buff. For today.